Hey everybody, this is Dave Drivet here with another V3Connect Focus on the Community. I'm super excited to be here today with Mary Hambleton. She's the CEO of SoulCane Training and Development. They have been offering training programs in the Northwest since 2002. Thanks for joining me today, Mary.
Oh, thanks, Dave.
So could you tell us a little bit about the type of work that you do and how you got started?
Well, SoulCane was originally a consulting company, and in 2002, when I met the founder, Rob Hambleton, we started offering training programs. And the first training program that we offered is now our flagship program, and that is our Colorful Connections, which is a personality-based, non-assessment union personality tool, and it's really, really popular.
Could you tell me a little bit more about that? It sounds very interesting.
So when Carl Jung gave us the introversion, extroversion, thinking and feeling personalities, it was put to practical use by Myers-Briggs years and years ago, which was a mother-daughter science team. And they took Jung's work and turned it into a personality assessment. And most people have gone through a personality assessment at some point in their career. And one of the things that I found incredibly frustrating over those assessments is they always tell you all about you. But there's other people in the world that we have to live with and work with and deal with. And those people can be incredibly challenging for us. And so what we were hoping to come up with when we created our program was something that would allow you in the moment to read somebody and then adjust your communication style so that you didn't have that friction early on in the conversation, so that you could have real connection.
That sounds fascinating, because a lot of times I've taken the different types of personality tests, but it is, that's a really important point of how not only knowing ourselves, but how we interact with the rest of the group that we work within. So you're the company, SoulCane Training and Development, it's been around since 2002. In addition to what was it, the Colorful Connections?
Colorful Connections, mm-hmm.
Colorful Connections, what are some of your other popular classes that you teach?
Well, we really have three different silos, if you will, of training. We've got our Microsoft training, which has Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Outlook. And those are incredibly popular programs because they offer technical skills that you can walk away with and put to use immediately. And so most employers are looking at that going, gosh, that's training that our company really needs. And we've got different levels. So you start from the beginning and you go all the way up to advanced. We've taken an opportunity to record a lot of those programs into programs that you can purchase and train, at home, pajama learning, if you will. And then we also offer a team building, which is the Colorful Connections, and then a building, communication, stress management, all of that, communication skills for women. So we have team building and communication, and then we have a leadership arm and a development piece, which I'm currently taking a group of folks through our personal transformation program, and it's an 8-week course.
Wow. So were you already going in the direction of a lot of the online courses and stuff before COVID had hit?
Absolutely. SoulCane was actually really positioned well. We contract with the largest training company in the country, Prior Learning Solutions, and Prior Learning Solutions just recently picked up our 5th program. So these are recorded programs that are sold in the training rooms throughout the United States, but they're also available on our website. So they, for example, the brand new Word program, Microsoft Word, is 52 tutorials, a downloadable workbook, and practice files. So you can learn everything from the basic on up Microsoft Word. Our Microsoft Excel Essentials program is one of the most popular programs that Fred Pryor offers. And those have been selling since the COVID experience or pandemic. Pryor has gone to a total virtual training platform. And so people that are taking that virtual training still want to have something to take with them so they can practice. So those are downloadable digital products that are available.
Great, because it's such a on-demand world. So somebody can take this course and they can hop on and they can actually watch the videos and everything that you've put together there, learn something new that they can apply. That's a very powerful thing in a person's life, especially with how difficult the situation is with employment and stuff like that. I think a lot of people with the growth mindset are definitely going to want to take advantage of that.
Well, and the fun thing that we did with the team building and the colorful connections and the managing stress and mastering change program is that we recorded those live right here in the Rogue Valley. So we recorded them live, and then we brought them back into the studio and did that, live into the studio format. So there's a downloadable workbook and a video that you can, and a video that you watch during that training, and they're about 2 hours.
That's wonderful. I wanted to ask you a question, because with everything that's going on right now, I know a lot of individuals are having a difficult time with their employees and interactions and just kind of that emotional maturity. Do you guys offer anything along those lines that could be beneficial to individuals in a stressful time, right, like it is right now?
So right as the pandemic hit, and the stay-home orders started coming, I was actually training in Seattle. So I flew home and brainstormed with one of the trainers that we've hired that's in the Seattle area, and him and I put together a program called Virtual Teamwork, and we rolled it out within the first week of the pandemic. Talking about Zoom etiquette, how to use GoToMeeting, how to use Zoom, what kind of stress levels you were going to face, because right now there are so many people at home that have teammates that are underage, meaning they've got children at home and the children need schooling, and they're on the internet and the internet's crashing, and there's all these things that they never had to take into consideration. They work through lunch. Now they can't work through lunch because their 3-year-old needs lunch. So there's a lot out there that causes internal stress, and how we deal with it can be detrimental to our relationships, to our careers.
Yeah, I'd like to make sure I get some more information to share in the links below when this video is posted. I'm asking a common question to a lot of the individuals that I'm doing the interviews with. How are you best using the time? How are you staying productive and maximizing the time that we have now with the difficult situation with COVID, and maybe you're not doing as many trainings in person and stuff like that? How are you staying productive during this time? And what is one of the things that you've found that has been extremely helpful that you will continue that you didn't do before?
Well, I'm using something that I've always used, but it's something that I didn't realize was that most people don't do. Throughout my career, I was a real estate agent. When I did sales and marketing for hotels, I worked out of my home office. So I've had this really good time management system in place. And one of the things that I teach in our time management course, and maybe this will help your viewers, is a process called PWT, and it stands for Power Work Time. And essentially, if you really think about it, we all have 3 to 5 things that we have to get done absolutely today. And what you do is you take your daily to-do list and you write down those 3 to 5 things, and you schedule them. And you schedule them in 15 to 45 minute chunks of time. You don't chunk out a half a day to do something. If you chunk out a half a day to do something, people are going to interrupt you. They're going to call you. They're going to bug you. They're going to be looking in, underneath your door. If you've ever had that, where you can close the blinds, people will actually look inside underneath your door to see if you're in there. It's human nature to say, well, what are you doing in there? And it can be really frustrating if you're trying to concentrate. So the idea behind the PWT is plan that stuff out. And if you've got little kids at home, the best thing that you can do from a working at home standpoint is if you have to have really concentrated headspace, plan it when they are asleep. Like you may have to get up earlier and do 45-minute chunk of that report. You may have to do it when they're taking a nap or when they're watching their favorite movie. But you've got to schedule that time.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but it totally makes sense. I appreciate you sharing that. And I'm going to start using that actually.
Well, the hardest part is that I interrupt myself. So you have to shut off your IMs, you have to shut off your emails, you have to shut off your cell phones, you have to shut everything down, make sure you got water and you went to the restroom and focus for 45 minutes. And then you got to focus on getting up and interacting with the people that are in your house. And, you know, hey, do you guys need anything? Thanks, I got it. You know, I really appreciate the time. And then go back in. But if you don't interact with them, you damage relationships.
In our little corner of the world here in Southern Oregon, there's all kinds of amazing companies. Soul Canyon is definitely a gem among them for sure. And I was wondering, like, what is your connection to Southern Oregon? And, you know, what are your proverbial roots in this area?
Well, I'm a 5th generation born Oregonian. So I was born in Roseburg and have lived all over the state. I like to jokingly say if I'm not related to them, I know somebody who knows somebody. So born and raised, absolutely adore Oregon. And you know, we do have some challenges ahead of us, but Oregonians are very resilient.
I always hear that. What is that term? Bootstrap? We just find a way to get it done.
Yes. Well, my family came by wagon train.
Oh, wow.
Before Oregon was a state. So it was a territory when we got here.
Where did they originally kind of settle, if you will, in Oregon?
Well, I have 2 sets of relatives that came by wagon train. So there's the city of Weimar was founded by one of my relatives. You know, I've got Southern Oregon roots very deep. The area of Glide, Oregon, and then another set of the family was more in the Salem area, and two of my relatives actually signed the Oregon Constitution, so making it a state.
What an amazing history! That's phenomenal.
Very deep.
Yeah, and you know, when we're out and about, when it wasn't COVID, I would see you all over the place, and I know there's a lot of great organizations and in our community that I've supported and stuff in the past and continue to. What is a nonprofit or not-for-profit that you're really passionate about helping in our area?
So I for years have supported, you know, prior to even meeting Rob, I supported Access, and I love what Access does. They, you know, I was talking to Kelly the other day over at Access. Before COVID, they were serving 1 and 4 in our Rogue Valley, and those numbers have skyrocketed on them. So I've got my Amazon account set up that if I buy from Amazon, a donation goes to Access. So it's very easy to do. It's Fred Meyer does the same thing. So my son's one of the executives at Fred Meyer, so I shop Fred Meyer all the time. Used to be an Oregon-based company. Really sad it's not, but you know, we've got deep roots, and Fred Meyer has deep roots in Oregon as well. So
Access is a phenomenal organization. I had no idea what it is that I know about the food piece, but they do so much beyond all of that. I was just talking to somebody from Avista, and they actually help people with different types of bills. And I know that some individuals that work for Access now originally found themselves homeless and were able to get themselves back on their feet. They've got, you know, some help with getting off of the street, and, you know, we're in a safer space, and now they actually work for Access. What a great organization. Have you ever worked with him and done any training or anything like that?
We have worked with a number of the Access individuals. You know, here in the Rogue Valley, pre-COVID, we had partnered with BBSI, Barrett Business Services, to provide half-day training programs for folks that were here in the Rogue Valley. So those were live training programs. And just as it opened up, it was 2 weeks ago, I did a class on building your emotional intelligence. And then the next day, the governor said, everyone will be wearing a mask. So a little hard to understand somebody when they're wearing a mask to talk. So I said, you know, we're going to just set it all off to the side until September. If anyone wants a custom program, we can do it via Zoom. And then we've got our online training offerings as well. So I'm going to take summer off.
In the space of still being productive and stuff like that, what are you doing in this time as far as your business goes?
So we've made some upgrades and changes to our website, and those are still ongoing. I have a list put together I'm going to do for the very first time ever, a mail out of a brochure that was designed by Joby over at, my mind just went blank. Anyway, so a local company designed that brochure for us. It's the first time I've ever done that type of marketing tool. I've done lots of my COVID-15, as you said, came from me ordering Branson's chocolates out of Ashland. Del Rio delivers wine. This is really a dangerous place to live if you're not wanting to, you know, and then Harry and David is just right down the street and they deliver too. So, you know, it's really.
I didn't know they delivered.
Yes, they do. This is dangerous zone. You can get chocolate and wine and anything that Harry and David offers, and just in the blink of an eye.
We were talking a little bit before, and I'm just curious out of like where business names come from, like the origin of those things. You were saying how you had met Rob and you had talked with him about like kind of starting like a training program and stuff. What is the origin of Soul Canyon? That seems very unique.
Well, interestingly enough, Rob developed the concept of Soul Canyon as he was going through his process of leaving corporate America. And he was talking, his original concept was that you had to climb up a peak. And he was playing around with peak performance and, you know, different names for his consulting company. And he said, you know, really, truly, before you climb up a mountain, you need to know why you want to climb up that mountain, and you need to get a map. And he said, you really need to go down before you go up. And so at Soul Canyon, we believe you got to go down into the canyon of your soul to tap into who you are, your gifts, your strengths, your talents, and then build a path to deliver those gifts, strengths, and talents to the world with love and empathy and service. Every great master has said it.
And so as we round out this time that we have today, and it's been great, what are you excited about, and what message to the people that are watching this video today, what message would you like to convey to help those individuals that may be having trouble with their job and not being able to have that personal development? Maybe those transitions have not been so graceful from work to work at home. What program are you really excited about right now? And what kind of like words of encouragement could you give to the audience?
Educate, don't vegetate. So you've got this time, use it. I'm super excited about the fact that my partner managed to get during this COVID, he's talked about using your time constructively. He created a Word Essentials program that partners really great with our Excel Essentials program. And so those are, like we talked about that, those are tutorials that you can watch and downloadable workbooks. And it's a great way to learn Microsoft skills. Every employer needs the Microsoft skills, right? But the thing that really employers are looking for is they're looking for people that are emotionally mature. They're looking for people that are emotionally intelligent. And I'm super excited about our personal transformation program, which is a program that Rob created years ago to help his staff become more engaged, to find their passion, to tap into their gifts and their strengths. And so it's an 8-week process that we take people through. Pre-COVID, we took them through one-on-one, and we're still available to do that. But just recently, I kicked off a team session. So we have a group of individuals going through this, and it's phenomenal how helpful each member is. I mean, they are supporting one another. There is an accountability, and they have insights that I don't have. And so it's been really great to talk about what are your core values, what are your strengths, what are your assets, how can you live the life that you want? And like you said, you redesigned your life intentionally. And this is all about how do you intentionally build the life that you want? And so we talk about vision boards, and we talk about vision, and walk them through a 4-step process of how to attract the things that you want into your life. And it's just been I've never done it in group, and COVID has given me that opportunity, and I've loved it. It's been good, really good. And this session ends August 3rd. And so I'll kick off another one mid-August, and there'll be another 8-week session.
What can a person expect cost-wise with some of the programs? Do you have anything that's special that's going on right now, or what does it look like to go through that program, the 8-week program that you were talking about?
So the 8-week guided session includes an hour-and-a-half Zoom call every week. It includes a half an hour to an hour phone call with me. And I priced it at a ridiculous price. Rob and I really feel like we should support our community and help them grow. And so we priced it at $97 per person.
97?
I know.
That's crazy.
But if you do a group of people, I mean, it's, yeah. And the thing is, Dave, it's really amazing to watch people transform. And along those lines, in order to keep things, reasonably priced, we put all of our programs are on sale for $97 on our website. Wow. We've got the recorded Zooms that you and I talked about. They're like $9.97 a piece. It includes a workbook. We want to see our community grow. We really believe that the rising tide raises all ships. And the more skilled our workforce is, the more skilled the folks in our valley are, the better it is for everybody.
Well, I appreciate your time today. And this has been a phenomenal time that I've got to talk with you and learn more about Soul Canyon, the origin of Soul Canyon, a lot of the exciting stuff that you're doing. I can't believe the prices of your classes. I have to go to your website and see which ones. I want to do some Excel and stuff like that. So how can a person find you? How can they connect with you? I'll definitely connect your links and everything, but what's your website? What's the best way that they reach out to you?
So the best way to reach out to us, and I really appreciate your thoughts, and I appreciate what you guys are doing there at V3Connect, because getting our community talking and moving and sharing is connecting is vitally important. SoulCanyon.com. Our website is been the same since 2001. You can find out more about us. You can download brochures. You can download our speaker profiles. And as a matter of fact, if you want to do the coaching program solo, it's free right now.
Wow.
I know. I wrote a book several years ago, 2 years ago, with a group of women, and they wanted some takeaway that would be free. And so I made the coaching program free. And then I had people start reaching out to say, do you help people with this? And I said, yeah, we're going to start doing a group coaching session. So a lot of the gals that that had downloaded it for free are in my coaching session now. So
I had no idea. I'm gonna go take a look at that. I appreciate your time today. I'll make sure I get all the links for everyone. And I hope everybody has enjoyed this great interview today with V3Connect, Focus on the Community. It was great learning more about Soul Canyon and talking with you today, Mary. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. We'll see you out in the community.